Hey everybody, welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra. Today, another video on John's Safe Queens. Today I want to introduce you to a 357 Magnum. This guy is a Taurus Model 669 that lives in my safe. The phlster Enigma is a revolutionary holster chassis system that completely divorces your holster and gun from your clothing, giving you unprecedented concealment whether in sweatpants or formal wear. It attaches to your AIWB holster via the wing and allows incredible flexibility for your concealed carry. Get yours at the link below. So if you've been around Extra a while, you may look at this and go, John has another revolver? Oh, I thought John doesn't love revolvers. Hogwash, I love revolvers. I just wouldn't carry one for personal protection. But this is a beautiful 669 that I bought. Man, I bought this gun so long ago. I probably bought this gun in 2010, maybe. So I've had it for maybe 15 years. You can see it hasn't always been a Safe Queen. It's got some firing on it. It is in a really nice satin finish. So it's not like a chromed finish. It is a satin finish. It's the model 669 instead of the 689 because it has the non-vented barrel. This particular one, a 6-inch barrel. So it's quite the monster. It is a traditional double action gun. So I will verify with you. I'm not gonna point it at my face, but hopefully you can see there that it is empty. I've verified it 100 times here already today. But some things that I love about this particular revolver is that this gun has been dead nuts reliable for me. Now they made these guns for about 10 years. They made them from 88 to 98. So I wasn't able to find the serial number on this particular one, but the gun is a minimum of 27 years old at this point, could be up to 37 years old. They haven't made these in a while. And Taurus makes some revolvers now, but not this one. It has a couple of interesting things. So a fixed front sight post, but a adjustable rear notch. You can adjust it for height and for windage. So that's kind of nice. I've never had to touch it. It hits the point of aim, no problem. A traditional double action, so double action, single action. As a lefty, I can show you. Now, if you watch here, it is actually a really nice trigger. It breaks right about 10 pounds. And it is, there's no stack in it. So if I go slow, it's a little stacky at the front as I try not to run through it too hard, but not bad. Then when I go double action on this particular one, it is, watch how short here, no pre-travel whatsoever, a tiny bit of over travel and a break right at 4.5 pounds. I'm not gonna bust out the Lyman gauge to show you, but trust me on that, I've done it in the past, okay? So again, I just wanna show you, watch how little to non-existent pre-travel that was, just a really nice trigger on this gun. Surprisingly nice, right? So this is basically the functional equivalent, right, of a Smith & Wesson 686. It's basically the same gun, but of course made by Taurus in Brazil rather than made by Smith here in the United States. A whole lot cheaper too. So, you know, if you don't want to pay Smith & Wesson prices, you might be able to find one of these. So they're kind of hard to find, especially with a non-vent ribbed barrel anymore. I do like a bunch about this gun. It came when I bought it with the standard wood stocks on it, and the little gold, brass kind of bead on it. It's got the Taurus bolt on it, which I kind of like. These stocks, I mean, it's not the easiest shooting gun on earth from the stocks, but they're comfortable. They've got good checkering on them. They're made out of, I don't know what wood that is, frankly, but they've taken good use. They haven't, gotten beat up or anything like that. So I kind of like them for that. I've used this gun a whole bunch to train new shooters, right? A couple other things that you might see before I get into that, has a kind of a full-length ejector rod there, which is kind of nice. This gun is heavy, all right? So this gun is 39 ounces unloaded. And so because it's heavy, this is a gun, obviously, with a 6-inch barrel. Nobody's gonna conceal carry this gun. This is like, it's not a Terminator gun because it's not a, or it's not a Dirty Harry. It's not a Harry Callahan gun because it's not 44 Magnum. But I have actually carried this gun. I'll tell you about it in a little bit. But it's probably not one anybody's gonna conceal carry. But for learning how to shoot, this gun is actually a really good gun. When we took people, you might have seen my video on the Ruger Super Single 6 that I would use for new shooters. And when I'm ready to step them up into a center fire, I would step them right up into this. And here's what I did. I had my pop, who I love so much, just a great guy. And he hand loads, and he has a Dillon 650 progressive, and then also like a hunting, cartridge hand loader. But I had him make me a whole bunch of 38 special, which shoot in this just fine, and made them kitten loads, like half regular charge. And so it's just barely, any at all. And with this heavy gun and with a single action trigger at 4.5 pounds with no pre-travel, this gun just is a great gun to get shooters to start the process. And then we would move from those kitten 38 special loads to regular 38 special loads, from regular 38 special loads. By the end of the day, usually I would have them shooting 357 out of this. And yeah, there's more pop in that 357, but it's a 39-ounce gun, so it didn't punish them, though it was very loud. And so then that would build their confidence. Then usually after that, I could step them up into a 9mm and they wouldn't have any problem with the recoil. Whereas if I just put a 9mm in their hands when they were a brand new shooter, it would oftentimes give them some problems if they were a brand new shooter. So I dig this gun. This gun is, I used this when I was a brand new firearms instructor, and that's, that's it. Because I used it as a brand new firearms instructor 2011, 2012, 2013, I had to own it before that, so I definitely bought it before 2011. And I looked on Gunbroker on this guy. It's hard to find a 669 with the non-vented rib barrel. Actually, I looked online and I couldn't find one anywhere. The 689s with the vented rib barrel, gosh, man, they can go $600-700 today. I don't know that I would pay that kind of money for it. I like the finish on this gun. Oh, and I did tell you, I was going to tell you how I carried this gun. I actually have, I'm going to put it down here just for a second. I actually have a holster here for it. This particular one is a Galco, and Galco exists here in Phoenix, Arizona, and they made this one, and I picked it up left-handed for me, and an outside the waistband holster, because of course, here, I'm gonna show you here how this goes, right? So that when you put this guy in there, it has the snap as well. Let's make sure that it's in there all the way, so it's got a snap, great, but you see how much barrel's sticking out, right? So if you tried to do that inside the waistband, best of luck, homie. That would be problematic. This is outside the waistband anyways. You really couldn't put that inside the waistband, but it'd be hard to conceal, right? So I actually wore this holster with this gun loaded with 6 quality 357 Magnums as an open carry gun to a hoedown. We had a couple times where we went to hoedowns for a homeschool theater group that we were part of here, and I wore this as my carry gun that night because we were all dressed up as cowboys, and I had my cowboy hat on and my cowboy boots and all that stuff. And I know somebody's like, oh, John's a city cowboy. He don't know what he's talking about, and he's never done it. I said, actually, I spent several summers on a ranch as a kid, and I've spent enough time riding horses and actually feeding cattle and feeding horses that I wouldn't call myself a cowboy, but I am conversant on a ranch. So I felt okay wearing that. And so this gun's kind of fun. It lives in my safe. Would I ever sell this gun? I mean, yeah, I guess I don't have any emotional, it doesn't have any personal family attachment to it. But why? What would I need to sell it for? I don't know that I would want to, just because there's no reason for me to. But I mean, I guess if somebody offered me more money than I needed for something else, I might. But it's not for sale, so is what it is. Anyhow, another gun in my safe, Queens, that I don't know you've seen. Anybody else rocking the old bull here in terms of the revolvers? This is the last Taurus revolver I have, I promise. But I actually really love this one. What do you think?